Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. My name is Miss Nafisa Jidoon and I am a lecturer of mathematics in SMB Fatma Jinnah Government Girls Degree College. As we all know that schools and colleges are closed due to the provoking condition of COVID-19. But the process of learning and teaching can be continued with the use of technology. We teachers are sharing our video lectures on this platform provided by the College Education Department, Government of Sindh. So all the students are welcome here. I have chosen the topic Nature of the Roots of a Quadratic Equation from the class first year mathematics book. It is very important topic. Almost every year you get a question from this topic. It is exercise number 3.5 of first year mathematics. It's a very interesting topic and very easy to understand. So here we go. The general quadratic equation can be written as ax square plus bx plus c is equal to 0. We know that quadratic equation is an equation having the highest power is equal to 2. That is why it is called a quadratic equation. So the equation written here ax square plus bx plus c is equal to 0 represents the coefficient of the term x square as a. The coefficient of the term x is represented by b, and the term independent of variable, that is the constant term, is represented by c. Roots of the quadratic equation are given by the quadratic formula. Quadratic formula is x is equal to minus b plus minus square root b square minus 4ac upon 2a. As we have already learned that a is the coefficient of the term x square, b is the coefficient of the term x, and c is the constant term. By using this quadratic formula, we will get the two roots of the quadratic equation. The first root will be minus b plus square root b square minus 4ac upon 2a, and the other root is minus b minus square root b square minus 4ac upon 2a. The nature of these two roots depends upon the factor which is inside the square root term. This factor is called discriminant and represented by d. d is equal to b square minus 4ac. To find out the nature of the quadratic equations, b square minus 4ac is calculated and examined. It can be greater than 0, that is the positive. It can be less than 0, that is negative, and it can be equal to 0. If d is equal to 0, it means that roots of the equation are equal and rational, because both the roots will be equal to minus b upon 2a. The factor which is adding and subtracting from b minus b is now equal to 0. The second condition is d is greater than 0 but not a perfect square. If this is the condition, then roots of the quadratic equation are real, unequal, but irrational. The third condition is d is greater than 0 and a perfect square. In this case, roots are real, unequal, and rational as well. The fourth condition is when d is less than 0, that is, d is negative. If this happens, the roots of the quadratic equation are imaginary and unequal. Now, I am summarizing the four conditions. Number 1, if the d is equal to 0, it means that both the roots are equal. The second condition is d is greater than 0 but not a perfect square. In this condition, roots are real, unequal, and irrational. The third condition is d is greater than 0 and a perfect square. It implies that roots are real, unequal, and rational as well. Fourth condition, when d is greater than 0, roots are imaginary and unequal. Now, we will solve some examples and examine the roots of the quadratic equation without solving those equations. First example is x square minus 2x plus 5 is equal to 0. We have to examine the nature of the roots without solving the complete equation. So, I have named this equation as equation number 1, and after the equation number 1, the general quadratic equation is written ax square plus bx plus c is equal to 0, right? By comparing both the equations, we get a is equal to 1 because a is the coefficient of the x square term. Here we can see that the coefficient of the x square is given as 1. Similarly, the coefficient of the term x is given is equal to minus 2. So, b is equal to minus 2, and similarly the constant term c is equal to 5. Now, we are example number 2. The quadratic equation x square minus 8x plus 16 is equal to 0 is given, and we have to determine the nature of the roots of this equation without solving it completely. So, as we have learned that we can determine the nature of a quadratic equation by calculating the value discriminant, which is equal to b square minus 4ac. As you can see that the coefficient of x square is 1, that is a is equal to 1. The coefficient of x is minus 8, that is b is equal to minus 8, and the constant term is 16, which is represented by c. After substituting the values of a, b, and c in the formula of discriminant, we have got d is equal to 0. It means that roots of equation are equal. Now have a look on another example. Example number 3. 2x square minus 9x plus 9 is equal to 0. Here a is equal to 2, b is equal to minus 9, and c is equal to 9. Now again, by calculating d, which is equal to 9, greater than 0, and a positive value, implies that roots are real and unequal. You can get lot more questions for the practice in exercise 3.5. Question number 1 and question number 2 are based upon this theory. Different equations are given to you, and you are required to find out the nature of the given quadratic equations, right? So here we are going to solve the question number 3 of the exercise 3.5, which is an important question, and you can see this question more than one time in your tenure. The question is, you have to prove that the roots of the following equations are real. The first part of this question is written here. x square minus 2x into m plus 1 upon m plus 3 is equal to 0, where the details of m are given that m belongs to the set of real numbers. It means that m could be any real number, right? And the equation is in terms of the x variable. Here we can see that coefficient of x square is 1, so a is 1. The coefficient of the term containing x is minus 2 into m plus 1 upon m, and the constant term which is independent of the variable x is 3. Based upon the theory we have discussed earlier that the root of the quadratic equation can be determined with the using of quadratic formula, but if we are interested in finding out the nature of the roots, we do not solve the equation completely, but we only find out the value of the discriminant. इस क्वेश्चन में भी हम इसी रूल को फॉलो करेंगे और डिस्क्रिमिनेंट की वैल्यू विद द फॉर्मूला d इज इक्वल टू बी स्क्वायर माइनस 4ac फाइंड आउट करेंगे. नाउ as we know that d is equal to b square minus 4ac, the three dots written before the formula means that we know that. As you can see, I have substituted the values of a, b and c. In place of b, I have written minus 2 into m plus 1 upon m inside the whole square, minus 4. In place of a, I have written 1, and in place of c, I have written 3. Right? Now the equation has turned to minus 2 square is 4 and m plus 1 upon m with whole square, minus 4 ones are 4 and 4 threes are 12. By taking 4 common from both of these terms, I have got 4, and inside the bracket I have m plus 1 upon m whole square minus 3. Now m plus 1 upon m whole square can be opened by using the formula of a plus b whole square, which is a square plus 2ab plus b square, and in place of a we have m, in place of b we have 1 upon m, right? Now you can see in the second term that we can cancel m from numerator with the m in the denominator. By doing so, the equation has turned to 4 into m square plus 1 upon m square plus 2 minus 3, and the bracket is closed. Now you can see in the next step that what we have got. We have got 4, and inside the bracket we have m square plus 1 upon m square minus 1, and we know that the thing which is inside the bracket is the formula for the whole square of m minus 1 upon m. Now you can see that this whole term is greater than 0 because 4 is a positive integer, m minus 1 upon m whole square is a positive term because of the whole square, and when we multiply two positive terms we get a resultant of a positive term. So we have proved that d is greater than 0, and as we have discussed earlier that when d is greater than 0, the roots of the quadratic equation are real and unequal. So the requirement of the question is fulfilled, which we had to prove. Same procedure will be followed for the remaining parts of this question, that is you can solve part 2 and part 3 of this question by following the same steps. It's an important question. Hope that you have understood the steps elaborated by me, and I hope that you will solve the remaining questions of this exercise. Thank you very much. For more questions and queries, you can contact anytime in the comment section of this video. Thank you and good luck for your exams.